are you doing? I thought today I would record a proper podcast. It's been a while since I've seen you. So, with that, welcome to episode 34 of the Lori Lulu Crochet Podcast. My name is Lori. I live in the Chicago suburbs with my husband Ryan and our two cats, Dixie and Daisy. I want to welcome anybody who's new. I've had a few new subscribers during this quarantine. I've also want to welcome returning viewers. Glad to see you. Kind of out of practice on this. Oh yeah, where can you find me? You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry. I am LoriLulu327. There's also an email for this podcast. It is LoriLulu327@gmail.com. And there's a Ravelry group. I'll put a link down below, but it's Lori Lulu Crochet if you go search on Ravelry. So with that, shall we get into things? Grab a drink, grab your project, settle in. Hopefully this won't be too long. So, how has everybody been doing? So, last I spoke to you was in a little vlog where I went back to work. Work is okay, I guess. Everybody's still going crazy because tax season got extended, so taxes are still being done. Had some very rude people. One gentleman came into the office, no mask or anything, and he was like, I need to make my appointment. Ryan said I could make my appointment at the end of April. By the way, I should warn you, my boss's name is Ryan, and my husband's name is Ryan, so it can get confusing sometimes. But so my boss, Ryan, had told him to come in at the end of April, when the first shelter-in-place was supposed to be lifted, but then it got extended to the end of May. So my boss like, we're not making appointments. He can drop stuff off. So I told him that, and he got mad. And that's not what Ryan told me. Well, yeah, things have changed since then. It's been a month. So, but in the process of me trying to say that, he cut me off. Goodbye. And he walked out the door and slammed the door as hard as he could. Thankfully, nothing broke. But it was, oh my gosh. And so, that was like before we even were officially open for the day. We opened at 9 o'clock. This was at like 8:55. He had been waiting in the parking lot when I got there. So I don't know how long he had been sitting in the parking lot. So he was probably already ticked that he was waiting. And like as soon as I walk in the door, he comes in. What a way to start the morning, right? But that morning my boss had to go get an MRI on his back because he had injured his back during quarantine. Well, or I don't know when he had done it. I just know I came back to work and he's like, oh yeah, I have an MRI. He's like, and I'm hoping I don't have to have surgery. I'm like, well, okay. That'll be interesting. So anyway, when I told my boss what happened with this gentleman, he was just like, whatever. If he wants to go somewhere else, that's fine. And that's pretty much his attitude all the time. He doesn't really care. He's not one who's like, I need all the clients I can get. He's so laid back. It's great. But other than, people dropping off stuff, people coming in to sign their paperwork. It's kind of like they're doing their taxes remotely. It's fine. So yeah, my last vlog, it was on Monday, and I said, we didn't really have anything planned. And so, I kind of wish we had something planned, otherwise what happened wouldn't have happened. For those of you who don't follow me on Instagram, Monday night, my husband Ryan told me I can't take this hair any longer. It's getting too long, and he wanted me to help him trim it. Okay. And of course, all we have in the house, we don't have true hair clippers. All we had was a beard trimmer. And in my head, I kept thinking of all these America's Funniest Home Videos where the guard falls off and you shave close to the scalp. I'm like, oh no, 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 no. I don't want to do that. And he's like, you gotta help me, you gotta help me. Because he can't go to his regular stylist, even though she's offered to let him do that. She's the lady from church who needs a lung transplant. Ryan has been in contact, has been exposed to this virus. I'm like, you absolutely cannot go see her. No. So, okay, well, I'll have to help you. And sure enough, the guard fell off. I zinged his hair really good. I'll put a picture here. And I thought, well, maybe if I just trim really close around it, you won't be able to tell. Yeah, there was no way. And he was like, we gotta shave it all off. I'm like, no, I don't want to do it. He's been wanting to do it for a long time, and I fought him on it. Said no. And then, so here I am, shaving him. I'm the one doing it to him. And so it's like, I was in tears. Like, I was seriously crying as it was going on. And he's like, why are you so upset? I was like, I didn't want you to do this in the first place, and here I am, the one doing it to you. It's like, the irony is not lost on me, and it upsets me. But he's so happy with it. He loves it. And I'm just going to have to get used to it because he told me he's keeping it, and we have to shave it again on Monday because it's getting long again. And it's like this big. It's not even this big. It's like this big. Anyway, I was like, alright, so that may be our Monday night thing. We shave his head again. Anyway, let's see, what else has happened this week? Yesterday, I have some stuff to show you later in the podcast, but for those of you who've been with me for a while, you know I got a sewing machine for Christmas. Not last Christmas, but the year before. And I've tried sewing a couple times. I've had issues with the machine, all that. I think I've got it figured out now. We're good to go. So I took my sewing machine over to the church, because the church is empty for a while. And so I could just kind of spread out in the tables on the fellowship hall, instead of spreading out all over our dining room table. Just spread out where I'm not going to be bothering anybody. And so I spent about 5 hours, 3 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the evening, working on stuff, which I will show you later. So yeah, I'm getting better. I'm very excited about it. And when I showed it to my husband last night, he was like, well, those are cool. He's like, so you can learn how to, like, you can sew all kinds of stuff, and you can make stuff for me. I was like, yeah. So, but I don't have any more fabric. I have to go buy more. And he's like, oh no, not another hobby where to buy all this stuff. Yep. Although I feel like saying, you shouldn't really be talking, Mr. I bought more vegetables for the garden. Yeah. Like, I swear, every day I came home and I bought more plants. Anyway, we won't go there. But speaking of plants, in the afternoon, since it was so nice outside yesterday, sun's shining, it was low 70s, but when you're relocating hostas, it's hot work. So we have a hosta that's by our back gate that I moved by the back of the house. And I did it all by myself. I'm very proud of myself. And so I know Ryan's going to dig out that area where the hosta was. He's going to dig it out and put our tomatoes there. We have 3 raised garden beds. One is full of strawberries, and they're already taking off. And so I think within the next couple weeks we'll be planting our garden and getting that going. And then there's one more house that we have to relocate. It's like we have this time, although, you know, I'm working now and he's working part-time, but, you know, we have time now where we can actually get stuff done, make our house look nice. Because I'm kind of embarrassed about our house because our neighbors, their lawns and their landscaping are gorgeous, and then there's us. So we're working on it. It's just we've been so busy with him working 2 jobs and me working far away. Anyway, but we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. So, that's all that's been going on. I hear that the dryer is done, so I'm going to go switch the laundry. I'll be right back, okay? Okay. Quickly folded everything, although that doesn't mean I put it away. I'm not that perfect. Yeah, just make sure things didn't get wrinkled. And I was rushing through it, so. Alright, finished objects. I have one. Let me just show you, it's living in my Disney cruise bag from my cruise from a while ago. It already feels like it was forever ago. But on it I have my Rapunzel tangled go live your dream pin, and then I tied on this ribbon from the chocolate factory that we went to. So, living in here was my Claudia Cowl by Rosina from the Zines and Roger podcast. It's named Claudia after Claudia from Crochet Luna podcast. So, we got 2 podcasters and 1 pattern. Gotta say, I really like this pattern. It's a lot of fun. The yarn that I used was a gift from Lady at Church. It is the Loops and Threads Payette, and I think it's a discontinued yarn. I don't know if I've seen it anywhere else. But here's what the yarn looks like. There is some stellina and sequins in there, and it is a fingering weight. It's a heavy fingering, I should say. So anyway, you ready to see it? I think you are. Okay, so let me find the seam. Don't want to show you that. Alright, here we go. So here we are. So last time you saw, I was only a couple rows in. Where is it? The little angel. Progress Keeper is. This is a paid for pattern, so I can't tell you much, but I really like the stitches the stitch sequence. I think, although you can really see it pretty well on here, but if it didn't have sequins and stellina in the yarn, maybe you'd be able to see the stitches better. I don't know. So yeah, I basically did all of this, and then I did the afterthought ribbing here on the top and on the bottom. I gotta say, when I do a bottom-up hat that requires the ribbing, I hate it. I absolutely hate doing ribbing, where it's just little tiny rows, and you lose count all the time, or at least I do. So when I saw that it had ribbing on it, but it was afterthought, I was like, I still don't know if I want to do it because I hate ribbing so much. But let me tell you, by the time, once I got it down, like once I got into a rhythm, I was done before I knew it, and it was fabulous. I really like doing the ribbing after you're done. So in the pattern, she tells you how to do it, but she also put a link to TL Yarn Craft. I'll put a link to that video down below. It's an actual video tutorial on how to do afterthought ribbing. And I thought, I'm gonna do this because I have a hat design in my head. I'm waiting for the time to do it. finding time to do it. So yeah, I may do afterthought ribbing on that. So actually, let me try this on. Hold on. So here we are. I even added, I think, an extra 30 stitches to make it a little bit bigger because I just don't like them so close. I really like how it's very drapey. This is really stiff still. I think once I wash it, it'll be better. But I like the room that I have with it, and I like the length of it. So yeah, I like it, and it really goes well with my white socks t-shirt. Anyway, so that is my one finished object. So that'll need to be washed and get ready to go. Whew. Okay. Now, makes in progress. I have 1, 2, 2. They're both knitting. Can you believe it? So yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. Oh, let me reach it over here. So the first one I wanted to show you was, I call them my crazy 2020 socks. The yarn is from Bumblebee Acres Farm. It is in their colorway Happy New Year. So it's lots of blue with pops of green and pink and purple and yellow. I love this color so much. And when I bought it, who knew that 2020 would be so crazy? The pattern that I'm using, keep it in this folder, is the Basic Toe Up pattern by Wendy Geckner. So yeah, and of course I'm doing my socks 2 at a time. Where can I put this? We'll put that there. So I am to the gusset increases now. So here we go. There's my socks. So last time you saw, I was here, so I've done all of this. Actually, I was on my Zoom knit night with the ladies from Llama Llama Ding Dong, my local yarn shop. And I was just knitting away, and then I realized, oh wait, I've done 5 extra rows. So it may be a little longer because I don't really want to rip out or tink back. So yeah, I even put stitch markers every 10 rows so I could easily count in case I forgot to do a little tick on my notebook, on my piece of paper. So yeah, so I'm going to do the gusset increases for like my ankle and heel, and then do the heel. So there's my socks, So excited for those. The needles I'm using are Chow Goo needles, 2.5mm, just in case you want to know. The next one that I am working on is my Sockhead Cowl. You can see that from the glare. By Kelly McClure. Again, this didn't think this one would take me this long, but you know, other projects you could think about. Oh, forget about it. The yarn that I'm using for this is 100 Ravens in the colorway Starry Night, and is actually living in my Starry Night bag. I'm thinking, why is this bag so heavy all of a sudden? Oh yeah, I actually put a notions pouch in there. The yarn is becoming a mess in the bag, so I'm not going to even pull it out right now. But here is what it looks like. It's purple and yellow with some white. There's even a little bit of light blue in there as well. Yeah, I love this. I love this so much. So last time I showed it to you, I was here. I've done quite a bit. Wednesday I did a Walmart pickup where you place an order and they actually bring it out to your car. And in typical Walmart fashion, you know how they usually only have like 2 cashiers at one time? They only had one person, one little girl, running out groceries to people. There were probably about 10 cars there. I waited like 25 minutes. I've never waited that long. Usually it's 5 minutes. So when it was my turn and she brought my stuff out to her, or out to me, I got out to the car and I was going to help her put it in my car. And she's like, no, stay in your car. Probably because of the whole social distancing, which I was like, oh yeah. And plus it was raining. She's like, I'm already wet. You don't need to get wet. Stay in your car. I'm like, but I feel bad because you're only one person. She's like, I know. It's okay. And I'm like, all right. But while I was waiting for my pickup, I did like 3 rows. So I'm glad I had it with me. Hopefully, I think I'm going to do maybe three more inches of just the stockinette, and then I'll do the ribbing, and then be done. And I gotta say, I don't like knitting ribbing either. Anyway, so those are my 2 works in progress. Hold on. Those are my 2 yarny works in progress. So, for my sewing, let me tell you. They have talked about, so Claudia from the Crochet Luna, who I already mentioned, and Allie from the Little Drops of Wonderful. Every May, they hold a dodgy bag make-along. And they call it the dodgy bag because Allie is English, British, and that's their word for it looks crappy, or it looks not very well put together. It's dodgy. It's a dodgy bag. And that's what she calls all of her bags, because she doesn't feel like she's a very good sewist. Well, I am definitely not a good sewist, so my bags are definitely dodgy. So that's what I did yesterday. I worked on project bags for myself, because I really don't want to give these away. They're so bad. So you ready to see? They are works in progress still, because I have to stitch the lining together from, because you leave it open on one end so you can flip things in and out, inside out, however. So the first one, of course, is Wonder Woman. And this one I've had to rip out and fix stuff so many times. I'm surprised the fabric is still holding up. But here you go. Ta-da! And of course it's all wrinkled now, but I don't care. It's fine. So I did a box bottom. I didn't even really check to see how they line. Nope. They don't line up at all. Oh well. I tried. And it's not very wide, and the ribbon definitely doesn't give you much room. I did a drawstring. Allie actually did a tutorial. I'll put a link down below on how she made her bags. The ribbon that I used, souvenir ribbon from Grey Cliff Chocolate Company. I had 3 colors, pretty long ribbons because it wrapped all the way around the box a couple times. So that's what I used for all my drawstrings. So here's Wonder Woman. I love how this turned out. It's pretty crappy, it's pretty dodgy, but it's mine. Made by me. The other one, I had bought fabric. When I first got in the sewing machine, I bought the Wonder Woman fabric. I was going to do that, and then it didn't work out. But I also bought Christmas fabric. So you have cute little Santa and a penguin, and snowman and reindeer. And then I put snowflakes at the bottom. Oh, the lining for Wonder Woman and this one is this pale blue. It's actually a sheet. I was going through our sheets, and those sheets are so old and stained. So I got a good portion of it that looked pretty decent. So that's the lining that still needs to be sewn in. So here's my Christmas one, and it has the lime green Grey Cliff ribbon. And again, this is a box bottom as well. Let me show you. Those even line up. That one kind of does. Oh, that one looks good. You can see how the seam lines up there? Whoa. Whoa, that's pretty good. And then, a couple months ago, I was walking through Hobby Lobby, as you do, and this was on an end cap. This fabric was on an end cap, and it just jumped into my cart, because I don't know why I wanted it so bad, but I just think it's really cool. So it's my dinosaur bag, and this one's actually a bit bigger than the other two, although my ribbon is not as big. I have a couple places where I need to stitch stuff back down, because and the handle, I sewed it on upside down. Yep. But this is a box bottom. Hey, that one looks pretty good. That one's a bit dodgy, but I just loved how the dinosaurs, I thought they looked so cool. And then I just did a royal blue line. I found this fabric, it was in the clearance section. Thought it went pretty well. So, and then the ribbon is the teal Grey Cliff one. So I still need to, again, I still need to stitch the lining on the inside, the bottom part. It's all, otherwise my stuff will go inside my bag if I'm not careful. So yeah, I ordered masks from a friend from church, and like part of me's like, oh, maybe I should start making masks, and you know, no, I'm not that confident in my stuff yet. So I'll be getting those from her. I tell you what, I hate wearing masks, but if it keeps me safe, so be it. I just took a drink of my Powerade, and I brushed my teeth before I started, and oh, that's gross. Okay, so last section is the to-be section, and so things that I'm going to start this week or someday. The one that I'm definitely going to be starting this week. I've had the yarn for a while, and I actually sat down and organized like my Ravelry queue for all my projects. I was like, okay, and this is the list, this is the order that I'm going to go in. So you've seen most of those. You've seen this one. I've mentioned that I was going to do this one a while ago. So now that I finished the Claudia Cowl, it's time to start the Sonora Shawl by Lacey from the Hooked on Owls podcast. I'm doing a lot of podcasters stuff. Cool. Gotta support our friends, right? So I've done this shawl before. You can kind of see what it looks like. I believe this is a paid for pattern. I can't remember. Anyway, I've made it before, but I didn't use the yarn recommended. And so mine doesn't feel like it's as big and as flowy as it's supposed to be, like this one. So, found yarn on clearance at Meyer. One of the colors here. It's showing really pink. It's more of a purple, but it is called charcoal and magenta. But in real life it looks more purple. I don't know. But it is the Lion brand Scarfy yarn. So I feel like it'll be more drapey like it's supposed to be. I found this on Meyer on clearance for $1.74. Yes, please. I'm taking that. So you have to have 2 colors of it, and so I wanted to do a really contrasty color. I'd say so. This one I used coupon at Michael's to get it half off, I think. And this is cream and silver. So, figure that'll make a real pretty scarf. I think I'm going to start with this one, so this will be closer, and then it'll go darker. I think. Not quite sure. Maybe I have to do a poll on Insta stories. We'll see. We'll see if I can figure that out. Hey, I'm proud of myself for learning how to do a sticker and put a picture in here. Yay! So, that is getting started this week for sure. A couple other things I need to get done this week are the ear saver, mask extender things. I don't even know what you would call them. My sister-in-law needs a couple. I need a couple to go with my masks because, yeah. Anyway. A couple weeks ago, another podcaster that I love to watch, Hannah from the Cozy Cottage. Hi, Hannah. She always does that when she's waving when she talks to people. Anyway, she gifted me her newest pattern, which is the November Sky Beanie. Isn't that cute? I really like it. Although, Hannah, you start with ribbing. Anyway, I will do it because I love this pattern. Anyway, so I was thinking, well, what yarn should I use for this? It is a paid for pattern, so I can't really tell you much about it. But it's worth the money because she sized it so you can have different sizes and different types of, if you want long slouchy or a beanie or a mid slouch or whatever. Anyway, so it calls for a DK weight yarn. Sorry for the crinkling. Keep all my wool yarn in Ziploc bags just in case we have moths. But she had gifted, Hannah had also gifted me yarn. She sent it to me in the mail. No reason. So, and it's DK yarn. So I figured I'll use the yarn she sent me to make her pattern. So the first one, this will be the brim. Just beautiful cornflower blue. It is Plymouth yarn in the color Mosaic Blue. It is 50 grams, so you get about 130 yards. So yeah, it's a DK weight. It's DK Merino Superwash. It's 100% Superwash fine merino wool. Isn't that just pretty? I like it. And then she also sent me this other one. This one I have no idea how to pronounce. It's Yogani yarns. They're cute little sheep knitting. It's their DK base, which is 100% superwash merino wool, and the color is called Ravager's Funeral, which is from Guardians of the Galaxy, which I just love the pops of color in there. So, your brim, and then the beanie. And I have, let's see, this is approximately 230 yards. So I'll have enough to do a slouchy beanie, which I like slouchy beanies anyway. I feel like that looks better on me than anything else. So, I think that's it. Yeah. So, although the November Sky Beanie is down on the list of things to get going. So, anyway. We'll see when I get that started. Hopefully, everything else that I've got going is small stuff as far as crochet goes. The knitting, Who knows? Alright. I just want to say thank you for watching. I appreciate all of y'all so much. And thank you for your comments and your likes, all that. Your support through all my crazy vlogs through quarantine. Thank you for your support of the podcast. I appreciate it so much. Yeah, I do. And I may continue to do a few little vlogs. My husband is a hit with y'all. So anyway. Yeah, that's it. So, I will see you all later. And I hope you stay safe. Take care of yourself. So you can take care of others. Okay? God bless. Bye.